Have you ever been inside your own home and suddenly realized you did not know how to say a single object around you in English? You look at the thing you cook with, you look at the thing you sit on, and nothing comes. That is the problem we are solving today. Welcome to English with Joe. I am Joe, and this is your English podcast for real life. Today's topic is English conversation at home. Home is where you spend most of your life, so home is where your English should start. In this episode, you will learn the names of the rooms, the furniture, the machines, and the daily jobs we do inside a house. You will also hear me use every word in natural sentences, so you know exactly how it sounds in real speech. Do not worry about being perfect. Worry about being understood. Take your time with me. Repeat after me when I ask. Say the words out loud, even quietly. Let us begin with the rooms of a home. The first word is home. Home is the place where you live and where you feel comfortable. A house is a building. A home is a feeling. That is the difference. For example, I work all day, and at 6 o'clock, I go home. The next word is the living room. The living room is the main room where you relax, watch television, and receive guests. For example, we watch a movie in the living room every Friday night. In British English, people often say the sitting room or the lounge. Same room, different name. The next word is the kitchen. The kitchen is the room where you cook and prepare food. For example, the kitchen smells wonderful when my mother makes soup. The next word is the bedroom. The bedroom is the room where you sleep. For example, my bedroom is small, but it is quiet and warm. The next word is the bathroom. The bathroom is the room with the toilet, the sink, and the shower. For example, excuse me, may I use the bathroom? That is a very polite and very useful question. May I use the bathroom? The next word is the hallway. The hallway is the narrow passage that connects the rooms. For example, I leave my shoes in the hallway by the front door. The next word is the balcony. A balcony is a small platform outside a window with a railing, usually on an upper floor. For example, I drink my coffee on the balcony and watch the street. Now let us talk about furniture. Furniture means the large objects inside a home, like tables, chairs, and beds. Remember this. Furniture is uncountable in English. We never say furnitures, we say a piece of furniture. For example, we bought 2 pieces of furniture for the new apartment. The next word is the sofa. A sofa is a long, soft seat for 2 or more people. In American English, many people say the couch. Sofa and couch mean the same thing. For example, my cat sleeps on the sofa all afternoon. The next word is an armchair. An armchair is a comfortable chair for one person, with supports for your arms. For example, my grandfather reads the newspaper in his favorite armchair. The next word is the coffee table. A coffee table is a low table in front of the sofa. For example, please put your cup on the coffee table, not on the floor. The next word is a shelf. A shelf is a flat board on a wall where you put books or objects. And listen carefully. 1 shelf, 2 shelves. The plural changes. For example, the top shelf is full of old photo albums. The next word is a closet. A closet is a small space with a door where you keep your clothes. In British English, people say a wardrobe. Closet in America, wardrobe in Britain. For example, hang your jacket in the closet, please. The next word is a drawer. A drawer is a box that slides in and out of a piece of furniture. For example, the spoons are in the top drawer next to the sink. Now, let us learn the machines in a home. We call them appliances. An appliance is a machine that helps you do work in the house. The next word is the fridge. The fridge keeps your food cold. The full word is refrigerator, but almost everyone says fridge. For example, there is fresh milk in the fridge. The next word is the freezer. The freezer is the very cold part where food turns to ice. For example, I keep frozen vegetables in the freezer for busy days. The next word is the stove. The stove is the flat top where you cook with pots and pans. For example, the water on the stove is boiling. The next word is the oven. The oven is the closed box where you bake bread, cake, and chicken. For example, the chicken is in the oven for 1 hour. So remember the difference. You boil on the stove. You bake in the oven. The next word is the microwave. The microwave is the small machine that heats food very quickly. For example, I put the rice in the microwave for 2 minutes. The next word is the washing machine. The washing machine washes your clothes. For example, the washing machine is running, so the kitchen is a little noisy. The next word is the dishwasher. The dishwasher is the machine that washes your plates and cups. For example, put the dirty plates in the dishwasher, please. The next word is the vacuum cleaner. The vacuum cleaner is the machine that pulls dust off the floor. We also use vacuum as a verb. To vacuum means to clean the floor with that machine. For example, I vacuum the living room every Saturday morning. Now, let us learn the daily jobs we do at home. We call these jobs chores. A chore is a small job you must do regularly in the house. The first phrase is to tidy up. To tidy up means to put things back in their correct place so the room looks neat. For example, give me 5 minutes. I want to tidy up before my friend arrives. The next phrase is to do the dishes. To do the dishes means to wash the plates, cups, and forks after a meal. For example, you cook dinner, so I will do the dishes. The next phrase is to take out the trash. Trash is the garbage, the things you throw away. In British English, people say rubbish or the bin. For example, can you take out the trash before you leave? The next phrase is to do the laundry. Laundry means the clothes that need washing. For example, I do the laundry on Sunday and hang it outside to dry. The next phrase is to put away. To put away means to return something to the place where it belongs. For example, please put away your books before dinner. The next phrase is to make the bed. To make the bed means to arrange the sheets and pillows neatly in the morning. For example, I always make the bed as soon as I wake up. Here is one more very useful phrase. To give someone a hand. It means to help someone. For example, can you give me a hand with these heavy bags? And here is a warm phrase every guest loves to hear. Make yourself at home. It means relax, be comfortable, behave as if this is your own house. For example, come in, sit down, and make yourself at home. Now let me use all of these words the way a real person would in a simple story about an ordinary evening. Listen carefully. Do not translate every word. Just follow the picture in your mind. Yesterday, I came home from work at 6:30. I was tired and hungry. I opened the front door and stepped into the hallway. I took off my shoes and left them by the door, because I do not like walking through the house with street shoes. I hung my jacket in the closet and put my keys in the small drawer near the mirror. Then I walked into the kitchen and opened the fridge to see what I had. There was some cheese, 3 tomatoes, and half a bottle of milk. I wanted rice, but I had run out of rice. When you run out of something, it means you have finished it and there is none left. So I decided to cook pasta instead. I filled a pot with water and put it on the stove. While the water was boiling, I looked around the kitchen, and I was not happy. There were dirty plates in the sink from the morning, so I put them in the dishwasher and turned it on. Then I wiped the counter. The counter is the flat surface in the kitchen where you prepare food. 10 minutes later, my pasta was ready. I ate at the small table by the window. After dinner, I did the dishes by hand, because 2 plates are not worth a full machine. Then I took out the trash, because the bag was full and I did not want the smell in the morning. I went into the living room, and honestly, it was a mess. A mess means untidy and disordered. So I spent 5 minutes to tidy up. I folded the blanket on the sofa. I put away 3 books on the shelf. I moved 2 cups from the coffee table to the kitchen. I tried to turn on the lamp, but nothing happened. The light bulb had burned out. When a light bulb burns out, it stops working because it is finished. Luckily, I had a new bulb in the drawer, so I changed it myself. 2 minutes, and the room was bright again. Then I noticed a small problem in the bathroom. The sink was draining very slowly. It was clogged. When something is clogged, it is blocked and water cannot pass through. I did not have the tools, so I sent a message to my landlord. A landlord is the person who owns the apartment you rent. Hello, the bathroom sink is clogged. Could you send someone this week? Thank you. That is polite, short, and clear. That is exactly how you write a message about a problem at home. Finally, I sat down in my armchair with a book and a cup of tea. Before bed, I set an alarm, made sure the door was locked, and turned off the lights. And that is an ordinary evening at home, described completely in English. Now, let us repeat and practice together. I will say a sentence, you repeat it after me, out loud. Ready? Here we go. Make yourself at home. Make yourself at home. Can you give me a hand? Can you give me a hand? I am going to do the dishes. I am going to do the dishes. Please take out the trash. Please take out the trash. I need to do the laundry today. I need to do the laundry today. Let me tidy up the living room. Let me tidy up the living room. The milk is in the fridge. The milk is in the fridge. The chicken is in the oven. The chicken is in the oven. I always make the bed in the morning. I always make the bed in the morning. We have run out of coffee. We have run out of coffee. The sink is clogged. The sink is clogged. The light bulb burned out. The light bulb burned out. Excellent. Now say them one more time, but faster and with confidence. Speed comes later. Clarity comes first. Now it is time for the quiz. I will ask a question, then I will pause, and then I will give you the answer. Question 1. Which room do you cook in? The answer is the kitchen. Question 2. Which machine keeps your food cold? The answer is the fridge. Question 3. Do you bake a cake in the oven or on the stove? The answer is in the oven. You bake in the oven. Question 4. What is the American word for a wardrobe? The answer is a closet. Question 5. What does it mean to tidy up? It means to put things back in their place so the room looks neat. Question 6. What do you say to a guest who just arrived to help them relax? You say, make yourself at home. Question 7. If your sink is blocked and the water does not go down, what word do you use? The answer is clogged. The sink is clogged. How many did you get right? If you got 5 or more, you are doing very well. Now, here is your challenge for this week. Walk slowly through your home. Stop in every room. Say out loud the name of the room and then name 5 objects inside it in English. If you do not know an object, look it up and write it on a small piece of paper. Then tomorrow, describe your evening in English, exactly like I did in my story. 5 sentences is enough. Let us recap what you learned today. Rooms: the living room, the kitchen, the bedroom, the bathroom, the hallway, and the balcony. Furniture: the sofa, the armchair, the coffee table, the shelf, the closet, and the drawer. Appliances: the fridge, the freezer, the stove, the oven, the microwave, the washing machine, the dishwasher, and the vacuum cleaner. Chores: to tidy up, to do the dishes, to take out the trash, to do the laundry, to put away, and to make the bed. And the golden phrases: give me a hand, make yourself at home, run out of, burned out, and clogged. Practice these words in the place where you already are, every single day. Because the fastest way to learn English is to describe the life you are already living. That is all for today. This was English with Joe. Thank you for listening, thank you for practicing, and I will see you in the next episode. Take care, and keep speaking.